Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You're looking at a Super Bowl electric football game that I got as a Christmas gift in the 1970s, sometime after 78, I believe. The reason I say that is because you see the Vikings and the Raiders, and they had played in the Super Bowl together. Well, that was my attempt to do a flyover using a drone, pretending to be the Goodyear blimp. I don't think it worked out so well. A little hard to fly a drone inside your basement, but I gave it my best shot. Now, if you're in your 40s, you probably don't know this game or recognize it, but if you're in your 50s or you're older, this was a really popular game. And so you would line up these little figures, as I said, Vikings and Raiders in this case, and this board would vibrate. Now, it doesn't vibrate any longer because the wiring has come loose and I didn't fix it before this video. But I also had a couple other teams that I had purchased over the years when I was a kid, and I kept everything in this Dutch Masters tobacco box, and it came with the Packers and the Cardinals, and that was the St. Louis Cardinals at the time. So, and it came also, these were supposed to be the kickers and the quarterbacks. They never did work very well. Now in high school, we ran the wishbone, so I've got my team lined up in a wishbone formation here, as you can see. And we are going to run a 49 option. We'll see. But I just wanted to show you too, on the bottom, you could turn these little dials and it would make the individual run in the direction you wanted them to go in. So, and this guy's number 44. That was Chuck Foreman for the Vikings. Now, 49 option is what we're running here. And we are going to run it to the weak side of the offense. Strong side would be the tight end side. We're running to the weak side. So you got the split end. He'd crack down back when you could crack down on a guy. I think those rules have changed. And then you'd have this running back kick out the corner. Defensively, this guy's responsible actually to be the linebacker, or it could be the defensive end, depending on. Would take the quarterback on the option play. He's faking the dive. He's coming wide for the option play, and so on and so forth. That would be the 49 option. That was one of my favorite plays to run in high school. All right, as I said, this thing doesn't vibrate anymore, moving the players, but I've got this massage thing here. I'm going to set it. We're going to set it on here, and we're going to see what happens just for fun. Yep, that's about how I remember it. Everybody running around like they got their head cut off, but looks like the quarterback made it to the end zone. Yeah, anyway. All right, let's talk football cards. I don't show too many of those on my channel, but let's do that today. Okay, the first card I got here is Brendan Sty. He was a first-team All-American in 1994 with Nebraska. He was also a national champion. He was a third-round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played for the Steelers, the Jaguars, Lions, and the Redskins. Now, Brendan's an old friend of mine, and he was an intern when I was working for the probation office many years ago. So I saw this at a card shop not too long ago, and I grabbed this card, and I sent him a picture of it, and I said, "Man, you're only worth $5. And he wrote back and said, "Drew, that's not even my signature." So as the story goes, he had all of his college roommates sign, I think it was, what's that say, over 7,700 cards. So he signed very few of these cards himself. And so I told him I wanted my $5 back. All right, moving on to Johnny Rodgers, two-time All-American at Nebraska. And by the way, I'm a homer today. All these guys are going to be from Nebraska, played for the Cornhuskers. Two-time national champion. He was a Heisman Trophy winner in 1972. So he went with the Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League, where he was a Rookie of the Year. He's a three-time All-Star, and he won the Grey Cup in 1974. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. And this is Rich Glover. He was a beast on defense, and he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. Two-time national champion, 1972 Outland Trophy winner, Lombardi Trophy winner, two-time All-American, and he was selected in the third round by the Giants. And here's two cards of John Dutton, who was a national champion with Nebraska as well. He was an All-American in 1973. He was drafted by the Colts with the 5th overall pick, and he played for the Colts from 1974 to 1978. And then he joined the Cowboys from 1979 to 1987. and he was a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he was the NFL sack leader in 1975. Next up, we have Ndamukong Suh, second overall pick out of Nebraska. He played for the Lions, the Dolphins, Rams, Buccaneers, and the Eagles, and I believe he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He was an All-American, and he finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy voting. 5-time Pro Bowler, 2010 Rookie of the Year defensively. Won the Outland Trophy as well in 2009 along with the Lombardi. This guy was an animal in college. Absolute beast. Now, I've met Grant Wistrom before, but I don't know him. But if I ever do get to meet him again, I'm going to tell him that he's only worth $1. He was a 3-time national champion with Nebraska, 2-time All-American, Lombardi Award winner. He was selected by the Rams with the first-round, 6th overall pick. So he played for the Rams and the Seahawks, and he was a Super Bowl champion with the Rams as well. Well, 2 more cards I picked up for $1 a piece. Bill Olds, 2-time national champion. He played 4 years with the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Eagles. And Keith Wertman played for 10 seasons, 2-time national champion, and he played for the Packers and the Cardinals. Okay, one last thing. I wanted to say congratulations to Roger Craig, who played for the Cornhuskers and played for the San Francisco 49ers predominantly. I think he played for the Raiders and the Vikings as well, but he just made the NFL's Hall of Fame. So congratulations to a really good guy, Roger Craig. Got this a few years ago. Yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces, and actually got a picture with him here as well. And I'm on the left, my brother's in the middle, and Roger Craig on the right. And just a wonderful, wonderful guy. And then a few years later, I actually ran into him, and I knew he was going to be signing at a bookstore, and went down there and had him autograph a jersey for me. So congratulations to Roger Craig, Super Bowl champion for the 49ers. Quick shout out to my buddy Rick at Oddball Cards. I know he's been a big promoter of Roger Craig for the Hall of Fame, so we got him in, Rick. All right, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and watching some of my nonsense. And Brendan, I don't know. I want my $5 back. I'm going to have to send him a text, but I do appreciate you guys stopping by and watching my nonsense. So keep growing your collection, card farmers, and we'll catch you next time.